YouTube for me has been wrapped with uncertainty and doubt. You know, you just like, because as far as gaining followers and stuff, I still don't understand how it works. You know, you just put stuff out and hope it does good. And yeah.
So how long? So how
What's
many?
like the key tag that you put on the videos? What
Big-
tags are working for the algorithm?
You
right
got to
now?
capitalize some words. I've noticed. You
Yeah.
got to do that. You got to capitalize some
Busty,
words.
mommy milkers, come fast.
Yeah.
Nut
Yeah.
under
Try
a
not
minute.
to come challenge.
Try not to come challenge is good. You can put that on there.
Mom walks in on stepson, that kind of stuff.
That's good. These are all
good.
great ideas,
Yeah.
dude.
No, it's confusing. You guys have been doing a podcast for 5 years. It's hard to fucking gain followers and get people's attention and stuff.
Oh, I know.
It's very hard.
Very familiar.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I go out and interact with the public. So there's like another element besides like just me. There's like, oh, what are people like in Portland, Oregon? You
Yeah.
know, what are people like in Atlantic City? Maybe you're not interested in me. Maybe you'll be interested in the people I'm interviewing.
Well, you also do some things. You know, it seems like you're on top of. A couple ones come to mind, like when you went down to the Capitol on January 6th and like you were interviewing people on the street and stuff like that, where like it does take a certain amount of effort to just be like involved in what the topics are going to be. You know what I mean? So you're on top of that. And also, you know, when you first started out, I feel like the content that you're putting out now is so much more clearly, even just within the past year, it's so much more mature. And I think there's so much more content there in the more recent episodes where like I feel like in the first few episodes, because I had seen stuff like that before. Not
Yeah, for the listeners, Brandon does like kind of like man on the street videos,
Yeah.
I guess you'd call it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think that genre, which I like what you're doing now, because I feel like you've taken it to a different place, which is awesome. But I guess when you're first getting into that genre, it seemed like it is a little bit more of just like the just like messing with people and seeing what happens. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I've watched that, how you've grown it into like something that's really relevant. Like people could actually watch this and be like, oh, that's what the fuck is going on, you know?
Yeah.
I remember you guys filmed a video in Towson.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh deck collector. One of my favorites.
What's your like mark? Because I know obviously, you know, there's, you know, even with the podcast or even with anything, you know, you put out a song that you're not quite as thrilled about as maybe another song or something like that. Or like you put in an episode where you're like, ah, man, that wasn't as good as last week's episode, something like that. Like what's your like percentage rate of like satisfaction that you're satisfied with the content you put out? Because obviously I agree, consistency is key. You know, so you're sticking to a video every week. And if it gets to the point where you're about to upload a video that you're not satisfied with, you're still putting it out. Like,
Yeah, for
how
sure.
often does that happen?
Like a quarter of the time.
Really?
I'm putting out a video that I don't really want to put out, but I know how the algorithm works and you got to upload. Well, I don't really know how that works. I'm just assuming.
Well, what is your assumption about the algorithm? I'll take anything.
If you stop uploading it even for like 3 weeks, it fucks you really hard. I mean, you see all these. There's a bunch of YouTubers that have over 100,000 subscribers that are getting like dog ass views, like 1,000, 5,000 views.
Is there like a length of the video, like an optimum length that you've noticed? Or because like they talk about all kinds of things. I do think it's interesting to talk to somebody who like is finding success on YouTube, because that's like, you know, there's a trillion videos on YouTube about how to get more views, how to get more subscribers.
5
and shit.
tips to optimize subscriber growth.
And it's like, I mean, it seems like everybody's trying to figure out like, what is the fucking algorithm, you know? Like,
Yeah.
is there anything that you've noticed, like in terms of like, obviously, you know, they say it used to be tags. Remember when tags were a thing? I used to have like
Rare.
False tagging.
Based.
false tagging, yeah, stuff like that.
Gay.
Gay works.
Gay was a big one on
Tupac.
Instagram. we would bluff our Instagram likes by just hashtagging gay.
Yeah.
And then you'd get like an extra 30 or so likes.
Yeah.
It was
the pros
amazing.
on you liking your shit.
Exactly. And then just edit, take out gay after you get all the likes.
Yeah.
I love the question of like, how does the algorithm work? How do you gain followers? Because I don't know. And the more I do YouTube and the more subscribers I get, the less I know. I don't understand how it works at all.
Wow.
They probably make it super confusing so people just can't start hacking the algorithm and
Yeah.
thinking they found the code, and then
Or there might just not be an algorithm. It's just like 3 dudes that are like, put that on the front page.
maybe that's
Yeah.
the
Susan
biggest thing.
Wojcicki or whatever.
You
her
look
name
at
is.
some content that's really popular and it's the most dog ass, like shitty content. Like, you know
Yeah.
who Emma Chamberlain is? Not to shit on Emma. She's a great girl.
I've heard the name.
But
yes.
dude, she gets like 5 million views per video, and everything she does in her videos goes against a lot of the stuff you read about, like engaging content that starts off exciting. Like Mr. Beast has the method of how he views the algorithm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where he says you have to like introduce like an objective in the beginning and have different plot points. Emma Chamberlain just fucking drinks coffee in her room and gets 5 million views.
Those are market for that.
Is she
I
hot?
assume. Is she hot?
She's like backstreet hot, like.
That's
like
hot.
white trash
Like
hot.
Backstreet
No, like I'm
Boy
saying,
hot?
like maybe one of us would think she was really hot, and the other would be like, "Nah, she's."
I'm gonna
gross."
Google her
She's
and
a
see.
regular girl.
Okay.
I have
Girl next
extremely
door
low standards.
kind
so.
of category.
Yeah, yeah, like she'd get the job done.
I'm
but-
gonna need some Google verification on this. I think you're severely overestimating the four of
Googling
us.
it
No,
right
but when I
now.
hang out with other YouTubers, we could talk about it for hours. Like, how does the algorithm work? How do you gain more subscribers? Definitely, clickbaiting is fucking important. I need to get better at that. I've been really
Yeah.
shitty with my
I feel like the
titling.
thumbnails are good. Like I
Yeah.
feel like there's like a certain style of thumbnail that I always see on like the front page of YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Look at like kids' content, bright colors, vibrant,
Exactly, yeah.
expressive.
Yeah, she's nothing special. She's definitely pretty.
Let me see.
Something I've done with my videos that I still am going to do, which is not good, is like titling it like it's a movie. You know what I mean? Like I called one of my videos "The Simple Life Motel," which is like terrible clickbait, terrible SEO, terrible for the algorithm. But
SEO is search engine optimization.
Yeah.
Cool. I watched the tip videos. I know.
within that video, I make out with 3 girls back to back, and I could title the video something like that. But I just feel like
Yeah.
cheesy
How to
doing
make out
that.
with 3 girls
Yeah.
in one night. You'd get it'd
Yeah.
go crazy.
How to fuck?
So I'm trying to get better at my.
I mean, I would click
clickbait
that
shit.
if that popped up.
Yeah.
Like, dude makes out with 3 girls back to back. I'd be like, all right, I'm watching this.
But being a YouTuber is the most sought after career. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
I'd imagine
It's like
so.
The most
Yeah,
highly
yeah.
sought after
But
career.
it's so much harder to get into now. I feel like. I mean, like I remember there was a time when like Asians ran YouTube, like Kev Jamba, Niga Higa, and like all those guys, Dietrich, and like Scott's Asian, so he was all fucking into that, and that was like all we watched back in the day. But I feel like those guys like Niga Higa, like he was on YouTube when YouTube popped off, and like a lot of those things. That's what made MySpace so good was. They didn't really have the gears in place to safeguard against like spamming and getting like fake followers. Like you could just fucking spam the shit out of things, clickbait the shit out of things. And now I feel like not only is it more saturated, but there's also the reality that, like they've started to see like, okay, like Instagram, for instance, like if you're doing like a follow for follow type thing or something like that, which did you ever do anything like that when you were starting up your show, or did you just kind of just start a page, start putting out content and just hope it snowballed?
Yeah, I've been really dog-ass with promotion on my page since I started. I pretty much just focused on the YouTube uploads. I was doing Instagram clips and stuff and then got out of it. But recently, because I was frustrated, as my YouTube is growing, my Instagram is not growing.
Yeah.
So I tried doing some clips and some posts. Nothing was helping. And I paid for meme page promotion. I put like $300 in a meme page promotion and then got like an extra 6,000 followers on Instagram. So
That seems to be the way to go.
shout out to organic growth on Instagram. It seems to be fucking impossible.
Yeah, I mean, well, the paid promotion that you can access with like the ad manager or whatever, I don't
pathetic.
think that is real.
I've had my own followers screenshot my ads popping up to my own followers. So you're telling me I'm paying money for you to promote something to my own followers that are
people that
already
already
following me?
subscribed, yeah.
What kind of fucking shit is that, man?
Well, that's what I noticed. I mean, and that's what I'm talking about, like how
I think for Instagram now though, it's all about the reels. They're trying to like, take over for TikTok. But I think like I know Joey had like a couple of his reels like hit 1 million randomly without, like no promotion. They just randomly like, clicked.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing that it always, you can go back to like, look, when Facebook, after MySpace, Facebook came out and they became like the new head honcho. And I think, anybody would acknowledge now that Facebook is like it's almost like the yellow pages. Like everyone has a Facebook, but it's definitely
It's just like your homepage.
yeah. Yeah. And like it's not as much the active users on Facebook, but they bought Instagram. So now they own Instagram. Instagram's, I would say, the most poppin' social media platform at the moment. But that seems to be the way they would go, is like when Snapchat had the stories. Snapchat used to be more of a personal thing. I remember when somebody first told me about Snapchat, where they were like, "Oh, you like send a picture." And then I literally took a picture of myself on a phone and like texted it to him. I was like, did I just Snapchat you?
Yeah.
And this is 2011.
disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of crazy. Snapchat was kind of like our generation's like AIM, like
Yeah.
instant messenger.
yeah.
Because that's how people like treated it. Mm-hmm. People used it to just like chat.
Yeah. And then they had the stories. And then what happens? Instagram does the stories. Now there's no need to do the Snap. I mean, I know people
Frankly,
do
they're
this.
better.
Yeah, Instagram stories are better, and more people are going to see it. You know, because you don't have to. It's Instagram is a much less personal thing. Somebody can look you up, follow you, stuff like that. And then you see TikTok come out with their. Well, you had Vine, right? And then I don't know what the fuck happened to them, and TikTok just took that over. And then
They have
Instagram,
YouTube Shorts.
YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they're noticing a pattern. But the thing that I noticed was the problem with once a social media platform gets too big is that the money takes over. And so I remember when I had like my music page back in like 2014 or whatever on Facebook, like the sophomore page, which at the time was just Jimmy Selesky Music or whatever, which by the way, I say this frequently, but if you're a musician, don't make your username blah 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 music. It's just like
Yeah.
I always tell people, it's like, name me one successful artist that you listen to where if you go to their Instagram page, it's J. Cole music, Drake music,
Soulja Boy, tell him.
yeah, fucking Mark Normand comedy. No, doesn't happen. Just make it your name. That's a complete side note. But anyway, so you have these pages, and I remember you would make a post on Facebook on your page, and the theory was these people like my page, they're gonna see what I post organically. Doesn't work like that anymore.
Hell no.
Now you make a post on your business page or your fan page, I'm getting like one like maybe,
Yeah.
and I mean maybe.
I
It's like-
I have a Facebook page that I posted a video to every week for like 4 months or something, and just stopped because I was like, I'm not getting anywhere. People that are liking my page are not seeing my videos. I'm getting like 30 views, so it was pretty demotivating.
That was crazy though. Apparently, like Facebook, like people make like the top Facebook like video people. They'll make fucking millions like monthly.
You get paid so much
off
more
of
in ad
Facebook.
revenue off
I think
Facebook.
you get all the ad revenue on Facebook.
You
like
get
it's not a
sickening, like 7 times more. Some
Yeah.
crazy shit.
Wow. But you gotta have the money to pay for the promotion, dude. I don't think you can get that kind of organic traction. Like
I mean, maybe. I mean, just put one of the millions that you get back into advertising. I
exactly.
guess.
Yeah. You gotta have money to spend money, and you gotta spend money to make money. With Facebook, with those ad managers pay promotions, nothing fucking happens. And so I almost feel like the name of the game is like what you're talking about. Like you really can learn a lot. You really can learn a lot from fucking Instagram thoughts. Like they are on top of the game. If you want to watch how it's done, watch that. And it always like
Oh, dude, sex is the easiest thing to sell ever.
hot girls have the cheat code of being hot girls.
And they all do Instagram meme
If
promotion.
I was a hot chick that made the music I make,
Oh my god.
if Brandon was a hot
Yeah.
chick that made
You'd
the videos
be-
he made, he'd be
You'd be a label
like
plant. by
Billie
now.
Eilish famous.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You think so?
I think so, dude.
Dude,
I
If
think
you
I'm
looked
at
like-
65,000 subs based
If
on
you
my sex
had
appeal
tits,
alone.
if you had tits as big as Billie Eilish,
Which we can say now. Legally.
weekends, I
You gotta
couldn't
hide them
wait
for a
till the
couple
day
years.
she turned 18. I was like, damn, Billie Eilish got really hot, dude. Wow, it's like
What happened? Did that happen overnight? I
One
hadn't-
day, and
I
she's like the
hadn't
hottest.
noticed.
She keep them bangs on her, boy. She got them milkers.
But yeah,
I'm kind of glad she like hid her body until she was 18, because that would have just like made everyone uncomfortable.
Well, the culture has changed. I mean, dude, like they had a literal countdown in 2000s for when Britney Spears was turning 18.
and the Olsen twins.
it was like on a televised countdown, like
Yeah, yeah.
CBS.
Insane.
The
Dude,
fucking
you know
ball
how-
dropped on Britney Spears' legality.
You know-
Like I was saying with the Instagram thoughts, they do a whole bunch of like, in order to like, they'll do that like.
Billie Eilish turns 20 next month, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, I take back everything I ever said about. Wait, we need an iCloud leak. But you know, you'll see like the models on Instagram, the models on Instagram who are models,
Instagram model.
Instagram models, and
Not Instagram skank whores.
and they'll do like the thing where it's like you go to their page, it's like must follow this page in order to be approved for this one, and it's like, how are you checking that?
Yeah.
How are you checking that? Are you really going to fucking you're getting thousands of followers a day, and you're going to make sure that I followed this other bitch before you'll
And they
approve?
might have a bot for that. Who knows?
They might have a bot for it. But I think like they do like the you know, once you get to 10,000 you can put the link in your story. But even then it's
Which
like
doesn't do shit. That does not do shit. And Instagram will like suppress your story if it has a link in it. Like my story views when I have a link in my stories are way down.
Yeah.
Like
and
half.
social
they
media-
changed the way to share shit now into your story. They
It's
like made it
confusing.
way more
All
convoluted.
social media does that shit. And if they detect that you're trying to promote something, It does nothing. Dude, I'll make TikToks screaming into the camera and they get millions of views. The second I make a TikTok with my song in it and I say, yo, go check the link in my bio, I
Yeah,
have
you
90,000 followers. I might get 2,000 views.
You got to do it in the comments. That's like the old Facebook thing too. Like 4 or 5 years ago, Facebook, like if you put a link in like your post, they would literally just not show it to anyone.
Well, my link is in my bio. I wouldn't have like, I think literally, I had a conversation with some dude that's from around here that has a bunch of TikTok followers. And he was saying like, dude, TikTok's algorithm is a lot more advanced than you think it is. Like I posted a video and I've started to realize it more because I posted a video a week ago where I called a cigarette a fag, pretending to be a British person.
No.
And it got banned. Like I don't mean like immediately like an hour. I mean like I posted it, refreshed it, and it was removed for violating community guidelines.
Damn.
So I literally think there's an algorithm that listens to the audio, voice to text
Oh, of course.
kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
thing.
No,
Probably,
absolutely.
yeah.
Dude.
And then
How do
he
you
w-
think that they know if you're using copyrighted material?
And then he
immediately?
said the same thing where
Like
it
with
was
a
like
song.
like if you have a knife in the video, there's an algorithm that can detect a knife or a gun or drugs or anything like that and immediately ban it. And I think the same way, if you say the words, go check this out, you're not getting any views. They're
Yeah,
not
dude,
removing
it's
it.
fucking China, dude. You think they're letting anything slip?
You-
You think China's letting anything slip?
You definitely can't say the naughty words on any platform where they'll shut you down.
Although I did see a TikTok with a black dude who was like, "You faggot this, fag that, fag this."
That's a black dude. It's different.
Oh, yeah.
Million likes, not a million views, million likes.
No, but
which-
the naughty words for us is different than
Yeah.
black dudes. You know what I mean?
it's called black privilege.
Well,
You want
Privilege.
to try that again, Dom?
Privilege. Black
privilege.
It was like you were trying to censor yourself before you even said it.
Yeah.
Your Greek
like radio
privilege is
edit,
showing, dude.
reverse word.
Yeah, dude.
Black privilege.
We do have Greek privilege right now, dude.
We got a racist on the podcast. No, but, something about the algorithm that I wanted to say is I was at the January 6th storming of the Capitol, which was
Yes.
like the biggest news event in the world at the time.
Do you
I-
ever, when like it
one-
just
easily
happened,
one
did
of
you
your
always
best
have to
videos,
be
by
like,
the
and not for what you think I was. I wasn't there for the
I didn't
reasons you
even
made
know
me
it was
say.
I was the guy with the
Pelosi's-
Viking
I
horns.
took a shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk.
I posted my video January 7th, so I didn't even know it was such a big deal. But I had probably the best footage out of
You
the
like edited it all night, went to bed. You're like, all
stayed
right,
up all night.
upload, time to
there were-
sleep.
Dude,
I
that
pulled an
was
all-nighter to edit it.
That was easily one of your best videos. There were you interviewing people. The guy that got shot in the face was on national news, and you had
Oh, yeah.
interviewed him personally. The guy that
Stole Nancy
stole
Pelosi's
her
letter.
letter got arrested. He was like
Oh
the
my
first
God.
person they arrested.
Didn't he like have the? He was like, "Where'd I get this?" It was something like it was like,
can't say.
"That's the guy.
That's the guy.
That's the fucking guy."
That's the guy. Dude, he interviewed multiple people, but notice how none of the people that he interviewed that were not white ever got any airtime.
Well, it doesn't fit the narrative, dude. There's a narrative, but more so beyond that is you actually were like contacted by the FBI, were you not?
Yeah, Officer John Kranek. Oh, yeah,
He met with them at a fucking
No,
Panera
but
Bread.
so
That shit
so
is
I had some of the best footage of the biggest news story in the world, right? I posted on Facebook, got nothing. Literally, I posted on Instagram, nothing. Twitter, nothing. I put it on YouTube, and it got like 150,000 views. So that's when I was like, all right, there's like some hope I can make it on YouTube. You know what I mean? Because with everything else, it's so slow. You know, how can I have the best best footage of the biggest news story in the world, and I get not a new follower on,
of course not,
Twitter
dude.
or on
Yeah.
Instagram?
Of course
So
not.
the algorithms are just weird, you know.
Well-
and the fact that I could post a video of the biggest news story, the best footage from the biggest news story in the world, and not get a million views is like insane. And then all the news articles about
because
it,
it wasn't biased enough, dude.
like
Yeah.
shitty. It's no new footage at all. Just like CNN talking about it or Fox talking about it. They have like 7 million views on the videos. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what they push, and that's how you know that those things are advanced beyond what you might even believe. Let me get that later, by the way. It is. I mean, dude, the technology that they have at their disposal to detect immediately stuff like what Dom's talking about. I mean, like I said before, I say this all the time with the fucking phone. It's like, dude, the fact that you can say, "Hey Siri" at any moment, and your iPhone just goes beep. What's up?
Alexa.
It means it's always listening.
Yeah.
It's always listening. It doesn't just start listening when you say, "Hey Siri." It has to be listening all the time to wait for you to say, "Hey Siri." So I'm not saying that they're necessarily recording that into a giant database, but the technology that they have to detect things like that, why do you think that certain things that are covering the same thing that you were covering but not nearly as efficiently. In fact, videos that are just covering, like you covering it, are getting more views than your coverage of it.
Yeah. It's interesting. And I post a clip on TikTok, it gets taken down. Someone posts the same clip with like a shitty, like, look at these conservative idiots, and it gets like several million views, which is just funny. How if you put a political spin on it, they won't delete
not a
it,
doubt in
but
my mind.
Next time you know.
Organic growth is going to become a thing of the past, I swear.
It's a myth.
You're gonna-
Organic growth is a
You're
myth.
going to have
Garrett-
like these flashes in a pan every now and then, but it's just going to be less and less.
Like we were just looking at your TikTok before the podcast started, and you had the most recent video that had millions of views on your TikTok, surrounded by a bunch of other ones with like just thousands. Was the one of you at the gay pride thing?
Oh, yeah.
I genuinely think had you not been wearing that like leotard, singlet or whatever, that you would have gotten removed.
Yeah.
But because TikTok didn't want to risk it that you actually were gay,
There's a chance.
You got to stay ambiguous.
You got to stay ambiguous.
Yeah.
I've had videos removed when they have millions of views. They just get removed. And the thing is, you appeal it, and it's not like they give a person that messages you back and says like, well, this is what it got banned for. Nope. Just sorry, we reviewed it. Nope.
That is, like when it gets to that stuff, because there's obviously, within the past couple of years, people that made their entire. I mean, you talk about like you're right now at 65.6 thousand subscribers on YouTube, and you're saying that that's barely enough to get by in streaming revenue. You're not making crazy money, and you're getting crazy views. So the amount of money, the amount of views and subscribers, and the size of the audience that you need to really be making money on those platforms, and the fact that there are people that have that. And then at the drop of a hat could either just get taken off or just completely removed. It's like, obviously on our level, if we put up a post and it gets taken down, it's like, dude, we were maybe going to get 100 likes on that if it was the luckiest day of our lives on Instagram, 100 likes. But like when you just can remove a post and there's no fucking way to contact anybody if something goes wrong. You get a post removed and they're just like, do you think this is wrong? Click OK. And I'm like, yeah, I do think this is fucking wrong. And I click it. It's like, okay.
Tell us why.
Tell us why.
Dude, 1 out of 10 videos that I appeal get reversed. I had a video taken down where I was taken down twice because I made it once, and it was of me like being a black person and being like, I was born this way, like I can't change that, and then being a gay person and being like, yeah, I was born this way too, like nothing I can do can change that. And then like a Jewish person, I was like, same, like I'm sick of people hating us for what we can't control. And then it was a fat person, and it was like, thank you, that's what I'm saying, blah blah blah, like I can't change this. I was born this way, and like just pretending how fat people always try to make themselves like crowbar their way into being an oppressed group. And it got taken down twice. The first time it got taken down for child endangerment.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
You endanger a child?
No, it literally when
Do they
when,
think you were a child?
when you look into why they remove videos for that, it's talking about like pedophile shit. And I'm like, what? So I appealed it, and I'm like, I didn't even mention a kid or anything at all. Nope. Sorry. Removed.
It doesn't have to make sense, Dom.
I mean, I've told this one before, but like we made like a post. We actually used an Instagram model's picture for our thumbnail for our post for the episode. It was already on her profile perfectly fine. We used it. They said that it was taken down and stricken for nudity and like all this shit. And I appealed it and they didn't do anything about it. And then the next episode, the thumbnail for that episode, I took a screen grab of my discovery page on Instagram, which is nothing but that. That's my entire discover page. It's just that. I've gotten a little better about it because I've had to stop liking those pictures recently for reasons I can't delve into now. But so my discover page now. But 2 years ago, it was like that was all it was. So I took a screen grab of that. This is what Instagram is promoting to me. Every time I log in and go to my homepage, this is what I see. Screen grab that, posted it, taken down for nudity and indecent exposure. I was like, this is what you're promoting to your front page every day. Yeah. Yet I posted on my page inappropriate.
Well, Jimmy, if you don't like it, why don't you make your own app, right? Someone fucking says that.
That's my
It's
favorite
great.
one. That's my favorite one.
It doesn't have to make sense, and fuck you, that's why.
Yeah.
They'll demonetize videos where it's hundreds of dollars that I am not making on my already slim revenue that I get, and it's just no justification. Promoting hate speech or violent acts or shit
That's
like that.
the
child
number-
in danger.
The number one thing I get banned.
I got
for
one of
is
my last
hate
videos.
speech.
It said dead bodies were shown. It literally said that. I posted on my Instagram story. It said like I had shown dead bodies, and that's why it was age restricted and fucking.
What was the video of?
Me at a car meet?
H2OI. in Ocean City.
H2OI in Ocean City.
Did people die there?
Not in my video.
Oh shit.
They might have just assumed that any video of that car race was just.
I just
People are dead.
I just deleted it and re-uploaded it. And then
Maybe some of the people that were alive in
Didn't
your
happen.
video wound up dying, and they were like, "Dude, that guy's dead now." And you're like, "He
Yeah.
wasn't when I filmed him."
I don't get it at all.
Who fucking knows?
It's so confusing.